Posted on the corner with Incognito Ing. Says DJ Mrs. I have the legendary Lisa Ann Walker. Now, Lisa, before we get started, I have to tell you, you done been my auntie since I've been a kid.
Aw.
We don't like what you. Every time I see you on the screen when you doing your comedy, every time I see her, I be like, "There go my auntie."
I'm posted on the corner. I'm posted on the corner.
You know what? That's what Cheryl's kids call me, and I love it so much. It makes me feel so welcomed into the family. She has a fantastic family, but that's the best compliment. Thank you for including me.
Of course. So how has tour been for you? You're on your comedy tour right now. How has that been going?
Well, you know what? This is hiatus. Many of my castmates are either just taking it easy because, it's getting up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning for 9 months straight is a lot.
Okay.
But not that we don't like it. We love it. And I get to get up. This is what I say every day when I jump out of bed at 4:30. I go, time to make the donuts. And I'm like, get in there. And for me, that's making my job is to make America laugh and feel good and feel comfort. And we need it now more than ever. So when I get to a city and I get to see the people, and I only go to places that I love. I get offers to go everywhere, and I really only have time to do about 7-8 weeks of dates, maybe 9. If we do one in July for Philly, that's always the last one that I do. But that's my joy. Like, that's why God put me here on this planet.
For sure.
Sit there and look at the joy in people's faces, watch them laugh, hear people, have different reactions to things. Every show is different. So it keeps me on my toes. And Janelle and I talk about this a lot. Janelle James, who plays Ava, it reminds you that you're funny.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you're going around your day, like, I did radio for 3 years. You're in studio and you might have some other people that are part of your gang, and when you're hitting it, when you're funny.
Okay. I know when that break was a good break.
Exactly. And you go right to it and you're like, take the headphones off and you just like,
I ate that.
Yeah. You give yourself a little gay clap. You do that.
Clock that.
But that's when, for me, when I'm out in front of the people, that gives me the immediate response. As opposed to being on a set and then like, oh, maybe we made the crew break. Maybe we made them laugh. And then you're really hitting it. But this way I get to like really experience it, and all over the country too, right? You get to go different places and see what they respond to and what makes them laugh. It keeps you present. You know how the kids say today, go touch grass?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, some people are allergic, but I get what you mean.
Right.
Like they got all this advice for young people, and God bless them. But one thing that I think I'm petting my dog at the same time I'm talking to you.
Do your thing. Okay.
But I think that what that means and what they're onto, this Gen Z, because it ain't customer service, they're not onto that. But they don't want to kill themselves day to day when who knows what the reward's going to be at the end of the week, right? So like take every day to have a little bit of joy in your life, to have a little laughter, to love up your family. And, that's it. That's what I'm about. 4 kids, man. I got to do it.
Okay. Do you still got time to go to Costco?
I do. I love Costco, and not for the free samples. Because can I just tell you that since they started that, they got real stingy on the samples.
Stingy as hell.
Like you feel like you need to give them like a punch card or something.
Can
like,
I tip you for a little bit more?
Flip you a 5 for one piece of like a crab rangoon. It's not that good. I'd rather go get the $1.50 hot dog. Comes with a soda.
Okay, I know that's right. So do you feel like being in stand-up comedy, that built a different type of resilience for you being in Hollywood?
Yeah, I mean, I was an actress first. That's what I studied in school. That's what I did professionally. I did plays. Everything I did was like on a stage. So musicals or straight plays. But then when I went to New York to be an actress, I was too afraid to go on an audition because they were busy telling people. I mean, they came to my school to talk and were like, yeah, you got to lose like 15, 20 pounds. Like they were not having in those days You had to be a very specific type.
Mm.
Now, white, black didn't matter. You had to be like this to be on TV.
Wow.
And child, my God did not make my body to be like that.
Because
like
one thing about Lisa Ann, she's curvy. Okay. One thing about Lisa Ann, she's curvy.
That's why I always tell young women, you know, I created the show Dance Your Ass Off, which was a dance weight loss show on Oxygen.
Yes.
Because I'm like, whatever it is that you are, be the best version of that. Be the healthy version of that. There is no magic number that's going to equal happy. Like you might be supposed to be this big busty woman. It's got a few pounds on her hips and butt. And that's in style now.
For
you
sure.
Just wait 10 months, a year, it's going to come back around. Now they got everybody's on the, you know, Kardashian Ozempic diet. It used to be white wine and cocaine. They didn't care what it was. They just needed you to be skin and bones.
Right.
And that's how they keep you weak. Because when you're hungry, you can't resist.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Right. So you got to just keep in mind, you know, the powers that be and what it is they want you to do. But so I went right from going to New York to be an actress, too afraid to audition, getting pregnant with my first child. When he was about a year old, I had all my friends from college that were living there to be actors said, you should be doing stand-up. Like, it's a boom. And it was the mid 80s. It was when everything exploded. And comics were like rock stars back then. There weren't a lot of women. Like there seriously were like 25 female comics in the whole country. And so I started doing it as one of the only moms I knew that was working, talking about the kind of things that I knew everybody was experiencing around the US. Like everybody was living the same life, trying to keep the plate spinning, trying to make it all work, relationship, the kids, the job. And so that's what I did. And then they offered me a TV show that was based on that.
Right.
Into Hollywood.
So do you prefer
because I love it.
I know that's right. So do you prefer the world of film or TV shows? What's your favorite?
I mean, I love, like, there are movies that I did that I love. People are really into The Parent Trap. It's a great movie. I love being remembered for that. I love the movie Shall We Dance, which was, pardon me, set in the ballroom dance world.
Yes.
I got to do all that dance, which I love. It's like what I grew up doing. Television is better because it's faster.
Right. You can get in, get out, do your thing.
Yeah. I don't like to, pardon me. I don't like to sit around and like wait 3 hours for a shot to get set up. And then you got to like get your energy going, you know,
right.
Do TV where you're on set, even if you're not the main part of the scene, the way we shoot our show, people don't know this, but it's never been done before.
Right.
It is a style that Randall Einhorn is one of our EPs. He created kind of the style of shooting on The Office. And when he came over to our show, they got together and decided to have 3 cameras going at the same time. So we don't do like my side and then your side. We do everything that's happening in the room.
And then it's really quick. So
there's stuff that happens on the show. I didn't see it when we were doing it. I'm sitting this way. Chris Perfetti's over here doing something wild. Over here making some kind of face or doing something. And then when I see it on TV, I bust out because I'm like, I didn't
even notice that.
Yeah, I didn't know this girl was doing this over my shoulder. So it's fun for us because when you're on set, you're always in the show.
Right. That's dope. So Melissa is definitely a fan favorite. Okay. What do you see about yourself in her? What's some similarities between you two?
Well, I mean, my mother's family is Sicilian, and she was basically, Melissa, she was a Sicilian broad teaching in DC public schools, which is
wow.
I just learned the accent from studying it on the internet. Like that was work to get that. But I think that she's a truth teller, and I am too. It's something I bring to my everyday life and my stand-up. Like I like to recognize things that are going on and just talk about it rather than pretend it's not there. And she's a spicy, Ava called her once a spicy white. I think
she got some seasoning on it.
I think that's what it is. It's probably a lot of the way I grew up in DC. Just this was my group. These were my friends. So you get accustomed and used to your people. And when I went to college, it was the first time that I was in a mostly white environment. And it was weird. Like, I felt weird.
You're like, where my people at?
Yeah, exactly. It's very strange. But I think that's similar to Melissa and the pride she has in her job and her students and the protectiveness and the loyalty. All of that is also Lisa.
That is amazing.
Yeah, and she likes to perform. She's bad at it.
Right.
Why'd you have to give me something that I can't do? I'm not an impressionist. They're like, we literally have to keep you from doing the ones that you do well. Like, we can't because you are
then the real talent gonna seep out.
I can't make her too good. Like, they had to tell Cheryl, like, you can't sing that good, girl. Like, you are.
But they be forgetting that Cheryl is a dream girl.
She had to dial back the voice a little bit. It killed her. She was not happy.
So your book, The Best Thing About My Ass, is that it's behind me, okay?
Yes,
it's hilarious. It's vulnerable. I appreciate you for even letting us getting a piece of your life like that. So what was the biggest surprise for you during that process of writing that book?
Wow. That's a great question. I think that's the first time anybody asked me that. You're good. Well, the book is, for people who don't know the book, it was a bestseller. It was like number 13 on the New York Times and Amazon bestseller list. So it did really well. But and you got it. Thank you. It's about women and self-esteem and basically all of the crap that society and us via our mothers or whoever is
exactly.
It's all the crap we put on ourselves of having to do everything perfect, which clearly we can't do. You can try to have it all, but it's never going to be.
No matter how hard you try.
Yeah. So it's like, you're going to drop a ball somewhere. So it was really about that. And I did it by telling funny stories. Because to me, messages are always easier to hear when it's funny. And so I talked about like everything. I talk about my divorce. I talk about, being cheated on. I talk about raising kids and being the home executive. Like,
right. Literally.
I love that.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like being in charge of your life and then all the people around you and all the pressure that gives. And what was kind of a revelation to me as I was going through it, because I did the whole book and then they had it for a while. And the day after Christmas, I got a copy back saying, here's the rewrites that we want. We need it in 10 days. We're going into print January, whatever it was, 6th. And Lisa, I was like, what?
What the hell?
I got 4 kids.
Right. Because my stuff going on.
And I'm like, I got people in the house. I'm cooking dinner. I got New Year's coming. I got all this, right? And they're like, right. I sat on that couch and I busted out bawling. It was like a river of release of all the stuff that, like, I got this. I could take care of it. I got everything. And that moment was, I don't have it. And the dog was he's sitting by me now. He got up in my face like, what? Don't crack. We need you. Who's going to get me the food? Yes. Pull it together. So, I finished crying. I did the rewrite. I got it in on time. But all of the writing in the book and the stuff that I kind of released out there of how I felt being a chubby kid growing up, how I felt being rejected by the man I was in love with because he was busy sleeping with a series of young women. All of that stuff. Yes, I know. All of that stuff, I was like, I release it and I let go of it. And now I make room for joy.
Yeah.
And so I think it was a lesson in letting go and allowing yourself to be weak for a minute and just tell people it's okay for them too. Even
how does it feel? How does it feel to know that it was a woman out there that read your book and looked at that and said, I could change my life? What is that feeling like for you?
You just gave me chills saying that. Because one of the beautiful things about the internet, there's a lot wrong with it. But for me, one of the things that's wonderful is that people reach out to me and they'll say, hey, I was a kid growing up in my household. They didn't accept me. I was different for whatever reason. I had tattoos. I was gay. I was a musician, whatever it is. And Chessie and the Parent Trap made me feel loved and accepted.
Literally.
Every single time I hear that, it is meaningful to me, because actors would just kill to have a role like that that's so meaningful in people's lives.
Yeah.
The book was another piece of it, because I mean, the title is "The Best Thing About My Ass Is That It's Behind Me." The rest of that line is, and I don't have to look at it all the time. They shamed me for, as I said, for having the figure that I had growing up. Now, who knew girls were going to be paying big money for this Sicilian cool?
Hello. They want a piece of that ass.
No BBL, nothing. This is mine, right? Okay. But I've been toting it for, like 3 years.
Okay.
That's not new. What came with this process was acceptance and telling other people, accept yourself. And I got so many women writing me and saying, either you overcame the cheating and divorce and that was meaningful to me, or this is what's going on with my self-image and my body image and my self-loathing and my dysmorphia, and please talk to me about it. And I would respond. I would say, like, you trying to get under 100 pounds is not reasonable at your height, first of all. Second of all, you're going to get there. It's not going to be enough. There is no magic number. That's not a thing. Exactly. There is being healthy and being strong and being in your body and loving it. Like, everything is garbage from the outside. You don't have to watch a Kardashians crap. They were the ones that made ass acceptable. Now they're going to turn around and do this. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about some motherhood stuff. Lisa, how have you found your balance with life? Being a mom, trying to get to Costco, like acting, comedy, helping running your household. Have you found a balance for your life here, for your peace?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, Costco's got big carts, so you can take all the kids.
Okay.
Put them all in there. You give them that $1.50 hot dog, everybody calms down for a minute.
I know that's right.
Get those muffins, that container of muffins. Give them the chocolate ones. They're happy.
Have your way.
Yeah, exactly. Kill it. I think that you mitigate your expectations. Like, there are people that are like, I like my house just so. Well, God bless you. And that's great. Right. You better teach those kids how to do chores.
Okay.
If you're out here in LA with these spoiled kids, I used to hear my kids, my friends don't have to do chores. I'm like, your friends are spoiled little jerks.
Period.
You're going to grow up learning how to, the benefit of good work and what it takes to be a member of a family. Like, you're not here for me to give you a cushy life. Like, you do too. For what's reasonable for your age, but everybody's got to contribute. And I think that's part of it. I do a job I love, so that makes me incredibly lucky. It's not like some big, fabulous thing I've achieved. What was the achievement was raising those kids and keeping it pushing when I was broke. That was the achievement. Because people think you're in a movie and you are a millionaire for the rest of your life. That ain't it. You make this much money in a movie unless you're the $20 million star. And then you're supposed to get residuals, but they found a way, since it's come off of VHS and even DVDs, now that it's on streaming, to pay actors this much. If anything, you're talking pennies, right? So you're just trying to make your health insurance. You're taking whatever job you can. Cheryl and I talked about this day one. You got kids in LA, you've got to keep it pushing. I was on radio for 3 years. I wrote a book. You have to find other avenues creatively or whatever way, or I'm back to waiting tables because those kids got needs. They got to eat. So I think that the job for me now is a blessing. It's a bonus. It's a place where they bring me breakfast. Like, that's a vacation compared to some of the jobs I've done.
For sure. It's a place where you're appreciated and not tolerated.
Thank you. And the kids, I think that's part of it too. Listen, there are some years there when they're teens. I always say, oh, you got teens. And a woman say, yeah, I got teen girls. And I'm like, oh, has she turned yet? Because and the boys just disappear and they're in their
You get to that age, you start smelling yourself,
100%. Not my daughter, she's an angel, but everybody else is. But they come to an age where it's super difficult because you're no longer their hero, and they haven't gotten to the age where they figured out they don't know quite everything. So there's that in between time where it's rough, but then they come out the other side and you all get to remember why you love each other so much. And that's where I am now. The one thing that I think is important as you're doing in this world, I this is just me. I like to do things where I'm of service. So I'm a board member, national board member in the union. I run a board called the ERA Coalition to make sure that we not just say it's law, but actually put it into the Constitution that women have equal rights. Because with all that's going on in the world, we really need to make it official, right?
Okay, for sure.
And then I go to DC and I try to advocate for like better pay for teachers and protections against AI. And I have the ability to do that because the show gives me visibility and a platform where I get to do it. So I feel like it's my responsibility.
That's so. What are some advice that you have for, especially some women out there that do have kids that think it might be too late for me to accomplish my dream? What's some advice that you have for them?
Oh, never too late. I mean, listen, I could have, and I did for a while, had the Parent Trap as being the thing that people knew me for. And I kind of went, well, okay, if that's all I get, that's big, that's enough. And I'll just have to keep finding my way, doing other things, being creative. I mean, I'm smart. I won Celebrity Jeopardy, so my brain works.
Clock that tea.
Yeah, right. So I just have to find my way. And then Abbott came along. And Cheryl and I, and Stan Davis, who plays Mr. Johnson, all of us are like, to have that happen at this stage in our life, it is never the last act. Never. I don't think this is the last act for me.
It sure isn't.
Well, I'm going to finish this. Hell, I might win my Oscar like that 86-year-old lady from the Titanic.
Okay. Come on.
It's going to happen. The only way you can ensure that your dream doesn't happen is quit. Exactly. You can make sure it's not going to happen if you give up. So if you want to at least hope that that it's coming up, you got to live in hope. You got to live in belief and action. You can't just believe it in your head. You got to do stuff every day.
Yes. What's some advice that you have for Lisa?
Some of my what?
What's some advice that you have for Lisa?
Advice for Lisa? You know, it should be take it easy and quit working through your hiatus, but I like going to see the people. That should be my advice. My advice should be rest up a little bit. But listen, my Sicilian great-grandmother used to have this saying. I'm like, how do I translate it? I don't. This is how it translates to English. You can sleep when you're dead.
Hey.
That's what
we say it just like that too. You
literally she said you spend a long time in the box. It's not a happy saying.
Right. It's not, but it's the truth. If you got motion right now, and just like you said, this isn't your last act. Like, you're going on tours. You on one of the hottest TV shows. You got stuff from back then, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Parent Trap, your TV shows, your book. It's like, Lisa, I'm happy to call you my auntie.
Oh, thank you, my love. And I'm happy to be that. You guys, compliment. Thank you.
So you're coming to Atlanta June 20th and 21st. What can your fans expect when they see you hit that stage?
They probably more Melissa than Chessie. I don't want to. I say sometimes when I'm on stage, when I'm into
they want Chessie so bad.
Well, they get Chessie at the end if they come and meet me because I'll give them a hug, a Chessie hug. But it's definitely more edgy, so it's more on the side of Melissa than it is on Chessie. And sometimes I say during a piece of my act that's a little rougher, I'll be like, did I ruin anybody's childhood yet? I think they could just expect to have fun. Like, we have a good time, and every show is different. Every show, because every audience is different. That's a great thing about live comedy is,
For sure. I think how they got to take it now with Chessie is like, now you can sit at the grown folks table.
You know what? I'm stealing from you. I'll credit you, though. I'll give you credit.
Thank you. Yes. Now we can sit at the grown folks table and be in Auntie Chessie business.
And that's really what it is. It's funny complaining. You get to hear all the mess that's going on in my life.
All the grown folks business now.
Yes.
Well, Lisa Ann, I just want to say thank you for your time, for your courage, for showing up and showing out every chance that you get. I can't wait to see you when you come to Atlanta. I'm coming to that June 20th show.
You are, yay! I can't wait.
I will be there.
Okay.
I have to see you live. I have to
waiting for the
experience you live. Yes, I cannot wait to see you. Thank you so much. You are such a beautiful soul. I appreciate you for your time. When they told me that I was doing this interview, I tried not to fangirl so bad because I was like, do y'all know who this woman is? Check her resume.
Look, we just sit and talk the rest of the day.
Okay. But I thank you, Leanne. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. I used to be really shy and I used to have trouble reading when I was a kid. So it was like for me to be in radio, reading stuff and doing interviews with celebrities and people that I watched growing up, people that I look up to, it's amazing. That's why I asked you with your book, what does it feel like knowing that it's women that you've inspired?
It's just amazing. It really, truly is. It's the best thing that I hear. And I love hearing that about you. We did that storyline on Abbott with the little girl who was turns out she was dyslexic.
Mm-hmm.
And because the parents were recent immigrants, they didn't want to kind of put that name on her.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. And then, in the story, Melissa also was dyslexic. I can't even say it. Dyslexic. Why did they make the word dyslexic for people?
Harder than you gonna give my diagnosis harder than a word in the book?
It's like a challenge. Like now you got to throw down because.
Right. Well, Lisa, I hope you having a beautiful, amazing rest of your day, rest of your week. I can't wait to see you at the end of the month. Thank you so much for your time, Auntie.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Mwah. Wait, how do the kids do it? Like that?
There you go.
Bye.
Bye, my love.
Posted on the corner.